Hello and welcome to Toy Polloi 2, and today we have an unboxing video as I've just received a second package from Steve in the US. He previously sent me a whole load of really cool pieces, and inside that there was one belt that I wasn't quite sure what it was, and a few people actually mentioned in the comments what it was, and Steve said that he'd actually found the rest of that toy. He'd like to send that over along with a few other pieces. So that's what's inside this box today, so let's get straight on with the unboxing, see what he's sent in. Right, so as I say, this box is from Steve, and yeah, Steve sent a box previously with a whole load of really nice pieces inside it, and there was one bit that I didn't know what it was, and I asked people in the comments to tell me what this piece was, and everyone said this was the belt from an LJN giant thuggy from Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom, and Steve said he'd actually found the rest of this figure and he wanted to send it over along with a whole load of other pieces. So let's open this box up and see what Steve sent, and hopefully we can complete this little figure. So let's get on with it. Right, there is a note, so let me have a quick read of that. It says, "Hello again, Dave. As we discussed, the Temple of Doom figures are here. Indy is missing his whip and machete, the thuggy is missing his scimitar, but Mola Rama is complete. I'm actually surprised that the dagger made it all these decades. As you will see, the thuggy will need some work, but it may be providence that I'm sending him on to someone who runs a toy fixing channel. It's actually an odd story. I was packing them up and realised he had a rubber band around his waist. I clipped it off thinking that you didn't need to have that, and he literally exploded in my hands. Regardless, all the bits should be there for you to reassemble. Who knows, maybe a quick video for you in the future." Oh, that's interesting. A broken thuggy. I like things like that. It gives me a little project to work on. Again, included a few extra bags of stuff that may be of use, as well as another Miles Mayhem. Oh, that's cool. I always like getting a new Miles Mayhem to contribute to the goal. It says, "Here's hoping your new year is starting off well. Again, keep doing the great work and I'll keep watching, Steve." Well, thank you, Steve. There's a PS as well. It says, "Again, I included a second page with some info about the stuff I included." Right, well, I won't read that, but let's get on and open this box. I can see there's a whole load of pieces in here. I'll take it all out and we can look at it individually. Right, so here you go. This is all the stuff that was in that box. There's a whole load of bags of really interesting looking figures. I have actually got Steve's note here just to one side because there's a few pieces that I don't recognise, and I'm hoping that he has written down what each of these pieces are. So we'll start with this bag here, and I can see straight away we have a Miles Mayhem and also a map tracker and some other little pieces. So yeah, we've got, there we go, another Miles Mayhem. So that is a Venom's Revenge version of Miles Mayhem, the beige version. If I can open this bag, let's get the figures out. Yeah, there we go, I've got it open. So yeah, we've got a Miles Mayhem and a map tracker, two really cool figures, and this one is going to go straight in with the Mile of Mayhem project. There's also a whole load of other little pieces which I don't quite recognise, but I'm guessing they will become obvious a bit later on. So yeah, what are these pieces? If you recognise these pieces, let me know, because to me, I can't initially say what they are. But that's what's in the first bag. A couple of cool mask figures. Then we have another little bag here, which feels pretty heavy. Let's see what this is. Ooh, there's lots of dust coming out of this bag. Right, these are little metal Star Wars figures. So I think these are the sort of the mini Star Wars figures. I don't actually have any of these. I've never seen them sort of particularly often here in the UK. That's a turret. I'm guessing that fits together. So it's a Hoth turret, and we've got lots of little Hoth figures. So we've got some rebels there, a couple of little rebel soldiers. We've got Han Solo. Then there's loads of stormtroopers, no, snow troopers. Those are a couple of snow troopers, more snow troopers. There's a stormtrooper there. We've also got Darth Vader. Those are really cool figures. I'm guessing these are from the sort of little mini sets. Let me read Steve's notes and I will tell you. It says here, metal figures and turret from the Star Wars Micro Hoth playset. Yeah, well, there you go. That's exactly what they are. I don't have any of these. They look really cool. They're die cast and they are pretty heavy. And I'm guessing all of these flakes and stuff are the paint chipping off. So let me have a quick clean up and we'll open the next bag. Right, my desk is all tied again, so let's get on with the next bag. So this, to me, looks like the giant thuggy, which Steve said basically exploded. Let me just pour this out carefully so I don't lose any pieces. It looks like there's all sorts of pieces in here. Yes, indeed, he has exploded. There's a very tiny spring that I don't want to lose. So you can see this is the giant thuggy, and I'm guessing I can just sort of roughly put him together so we can see what he looks like. But I'll have to work out how this mechanism works, because this is a LJN figure, so it has the Battlematic action. You use a lever on the back, and his right arm should sort of move up and down. But yeah, you can see he has totally fallen apart. I'm not quite sure why that would have happened. Maybe the glue has failed on him, but that is going to be a really interesting project. I'm looking forward to working on that, and that is what this belt is for. That belt goes over his shoulder, so that is going to be really fun to work on. And I do like working on LJN figures. They're always intriguing, and I've never seen that mechanism. I've had a quick look at the Thundercats version, which is different, but I've never worked on that before. And then we have another bag here with 2 more of the figures. There were only 3 actually released for this line. So we have Indiana Jones himself. So there is Indy. He's got his little hat on. Very nice figure. Then we have Mola Ram, who has this headdress. I'm guessing that is his as well. The staff goes in one hand and he's got a tiny little dagger that goes in the other hand. Just pop that in there. Again, a really intriguing figure, and I think this axe goes with the giant Thuggy. They are really nice figures, and I've actually had another one of Indy come in recently, which was in a very battered state. So I'm going to do a whole series, I think, fixing these up, because they are intriguing figures. This, again, has the Battlematic action, so I can actually show you that working. If I do that, you can see his hand moves up and down. That is what should happen on that one. So, yeah, that is going to be a really fun project. So really thanks a lot for sending these over, Steve. I very rarely see these here in the UK, so it's something I'm really looking forward to working on. And then we have a couple of Cardbacks, and I can see on the note here it says I'd ordered 2 sets of these, hoping to get them prior to my first shipment, specifically because I wanted to send them to you for obvious reasons. Again, assembly required Cardbacks, only themed on the Skeletron.com RoboSkull Mark II line. I hope you enjoy. These are really nice. So yeah, these are sort of based on the Action Force Red Shadows, and this is Blood Wolf. If we turn it over, we've got another one there with the mask on. That is really nice. I do like the look of these Cardbacks. Yeah, fantastic. Thank you for those. And then we have 2 bags of figures, and it's a whole miscellaneous lot of figures in here. I will read the notes because I recognise some of them. There are some Fisher-Price Adventure people in here, and a whole load of army sort of figures which I don't recognise. So the note says, I found a bag of mixed figures at my local comic book store. As you can see, there are Adventure people in the mix, but also some Sergeant Rock figures, which was the Remco line in the States. Not sure if it made it to the UK or not, but there was space in the box. Mostly it was for the Adventure people. Right, well, so yeah, Sergeant Rock I don't think did come to the UK, but I do recognise the Adventure people stuff. So let me pour these out and we'll take a look. So yeah, there are some really nice Adventure people figures in here. That is the sort of motocross bike to one of the Adventure people figures. I had this as a kid. It has a sidecar with it, and I've been wanting to get one back in my collection for a really long time. It has a very distinctive smell to it, or the one I had as a child did, so I'm hoping that does as well. That is really cool. I like that. We've got some other Adventure people. So we've got the Frogman. We've got a yellow version of the Frogman, and then we've got the sort of cowboy. I think he's supposed to ride the Dune buggy. I can see one other figure up here, which is another diver. These are really cool. They just need a bit of a clean up. And then a whole selection of these Sergeant Rock figures. These I don't recognise at all. I think they must have been US only, but certainly a very intriguing toy line. Look like they've been very well played with. They're really sort of filthy. I'm getting some child has played with these in the dirt and thoroughly enjoyed them. We've also got this figure here, which does look a little bit like Fisher-Price Adventure people, but I'm going to say it's possibly Tonka. It feels a little bit sort of weirdly made. I can't see a marking on there. Actually, it feels even a bit stranger than some of the Tonka figures. Very similar in construction, but I don't think that's Fisher-Price. So that's the first bag. Let me move this out of the way and we'll open the second bag. And then we have a final bag. It says another bag of Sergeant Rock. There is also an Eagle Force metal figure. That's cool. I'm collecting those at the moment, so I'll be interested to see that. These are from my childhood as well. Again, trade fodder or donations if you don't want or need them. Additionally, there were some accessory pieces that I thought might be useful for your latest diorama work, barrels and sandbags, etc. So let's take a look at what is in here. Yeah, Eagle Force is a line I've just sort of started collecting. I picked one up on a recent trip to the States, and then I was sent a few others recently, so I'm starting to collect them. I can see the Eagle Force figure there. It's a sort of blue ninja. This is one I don't have so far, so that is really cool. They're nice figures. They're sort of die-cast metal again, so die-cast metal body, arms and legs, and then the head is made of rubber. I don't recall these being sort of available here in the UK much, so they're sort of harder to find. I think in the US they were a bigger line. They're from sort of 1981-ish, something like that. So that is really cool. And then, yeah, as he says, more Sergeant Rock figures. Those are nice. And then I can see a whole selection of accessories. Some of these I recognise. Some of these are A-Team. I think that is from the A-Team. I'm guessing some of these are probably from the smaller 3 3/4 inch A-Team figures. So a whole selection of pieces, yeah, including barrels and all sorts. Yeah, and ideal for making dioramas. I've got a few ideas for future dioramas that I'm working on at the moment, so these will come in very handy indeed. Thanks a load for those. So there we go, that is it for this unboxing. I do need to say a massive thank you to Steve. This is ever so kind of you. I'm really looking forward to working on these. The giant Thuggy that's in the bag here is going to be a project I'll sort of put right at the top of the list. I'm intrigued to see how to get him working again. It looks like I need to make some new accessories for him as well, so that's going to be a really fun project. I'm also intrigued by these little mini sort of metal figures from the Hoth sort of mini playset. I've never had these before. They're nice little figures and they remind me of the metal toys that I used to paint as a child, so I might have to get in there and touch up some of the damage on the paint of these. I think that could be quite a fun little project. There's lots of sort of paint flecks as the paint has flecked off over the years, and I think they can be made to look really rather nice again, so that is going to be a really fun project as well. So a massive thank you to Steve. Thanks ever so much for sending this stuff in. If you've enjoyed this video, then make sure to hit the subscribe button and tap the bell to be notified each time I upload a new video, and if you've really enjoyed it, then why not head on over to my main channel Toy Polloi and subscribe there as well. And thanks for watching.